This is a 2011 Toyota Corolla that I picked up from Facebook Marketplace. Now I got this car for super cheap, but the only thing was it's crashed. So on this episode, I'm gonna show you guys the step-by-step process of how we flipped this car, everything we did to the car from detailing, painting, mechanical problems. I'm gonna show you the full process of how I made over $3,500 off this one car. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so we got our car home. As you guys know, this car is from Facebook Marketplace, but it needs some work. It's gonna take work with parts and labor and stuff like that. So this means we have potential to make a large amount of profit off of this car. And it looks like we only have to buy the headlights, the bumper, and possibly the hood, but maybe not. As you can see on the hood, there's just a slight bend over here on this corner. So we might be able to save the hood, but as for the bumper, it's pretty much screwed. Now it looks like whatever accident he had, they backed up into the car or hit it right here head on, and it just slightly bent the hood. So we're gonna try to save it, but I think we could save this hood. I'm gonna show you why. So if you look at the hood, it looks like it was slightly hit this way. So what I'm thinking is, you can see the gap here. It looks like when they hit it, they just messed up the hood latches. You can also see on this side, it's like coming up, which means that it was bent up this way. Let's pop the hood, I'll show you. So it looks like the hood is still lined up. The latch is going right on top of here. There's a slight bend right here on the latch. It looks like it's going this way, so we might just have to like take a plier and move it straight. Our hood latch is leaning a little bit this way, so it looks like we need to just buy new hood latches. This side over here is pushing a little bit more to this side, which all tells me that my theory is probably correct. Based off this being bent this way, pretty much move the hood to the side when it got hit. Looks like we have a slight antifreeze leak. As you can see, the antifreeze right here on top of here, but I'm thinking it's this thing, whatever this is. There's like a hole right here, so I'm assuming that the antifreeze is coming out of here and just spraying all over the place. It looks like whatever's here is broken. I have to figure out what this is between the radiator holes. My first thought is that the radiator got hit or something like that, but that's not the case because it's all hit on this side. You can also see that we have some surface rust right here, and right here, and a little speck right there. But other than that, the car is in good shape, but the interior, that's a whole nother story. It's super dirty on the floor. Our cup holders are looking disgusting. Over here, the seat, let's look at the back. Same thing, super dirty. We do have the part for our front bumper right there on the floor. Now I did scan this thing when I went to go pick it up from the guy, but I want to scan it with you guys as well. So let's go ahead and scan this thing and see what we got. Let's enter. Let's read the codes. Stored codes. We have no codes. Pending codes. We have no pending codes. I just want to show you guys we have no codes. So that's a good thing, guys. This means we just have to worry about body work. So this guy said that the car was sitting for a little while. I did run the Carfax. It looks like we only have 2 owners, 155,000 miles, and we got 1 accident. And obviously that's the accident. We're gonna see if we can turn this thing around in a couple days. We're just getting our bumper for our Corolla. Best thing to do is let it sit out in the sun so it can unwrinkle. Okay, so we let our bumper sit out in the sun for a few hours. We're gonna go ahead and prep this thing. We're gonna use our Scotch-Brite pad. We're gonna take our Scotch-Brite pad and just rough up the surface. We're also gonna use a plastic adhesion promoter, which is gonna help the paint stick to this plastic bumper. And then we're also gonna go ahead and prep the top of this roof. For paint, we should be able to blend that right in. So the first thing we did, like I said, was rough up that bumper, get it ready, get it prepped for the paint. Using a Scotch-Brite pad is like using a 400 grit sandpaper. We did the same thing on the roof. 400 grit sandpaper. Basically took it down, washed off the bumper, washed off the car before you paint. Make sure everything is clean. Now for preparation. So I went ahead and applied a rust preventer so that rust won't come back. And again, we used our adhesion promoter to make sure that paint sticks. As always, we got our color match paint. We're gonna use this to pretty much paint the bumper, and then we're gonna apply a clear coat as well. Starting off with our base coat, we're gonna apply 2 to 3 coats. In this particular case, since the car is already black, we only need 2 coats. The next thing we're gonna do is prep our clear coat while this paint is drying after our second coat so that it's ready to be laid down as soon as we finish this one. starting our clear coat, make sure that you lay this the same, but on a second coat, you want to go a little bit slower. Let it dry 20 to 30 minutes in between, and then you can lay it down a lot better. So at this point of the build, I thought I was done. I went ahead, changed the hood brackets, told my wife to come out and help me carry the hood since I couldn't do that by myself. Went ahead, screwed on the hood brackets and put the hood back on the car, and I was in for a big surprise. Guys, unfortunately, it looks like we're still not lined up correctly. You can see a massive gap right here. And this side right here is still overlapping. We still have a problem. So I want to take a closer look at this frame. Let's start taking this bumper off, so we can see what's going on over here. Looking at the frame itself, it doesn't look bad at all. This part does look pushed out a little bit, and this is definitely bent. So it looks like I'm gonna have to bring this thing to the tree and try to pull it out a little bit. I thought it was just the hood latches, but I was wrong. Getting a closer look at the frame, I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull it this way so that this part of the fender could come out and this side of the fender could go in. So we basically wanna pull it that way. Should be a small amount. Let's bring it to the tree. Okay, so we're gonna use this tree. We're gonna tie a ratchet strap to it and we're gonna pull it towards the tree so we can bend this thing back in place. Okay, so yesterday I tried my ratchet strap and it didn't work. So we need more power. What I noticed is that it was pushed in right here on the actual subframe. There's a lean on it this way. So that's not good. So I finally did it and I bought one of these ram pullers and a hydraulic pump. So we're gonna connect this thing and pull that subframe over. So here's that little gap that's been causing all of that havoc. You can see that it's moved away from the bar. So we connected the equipment with a chain and we pretty much put a sheet over the chain because that chain could pop. You can put another chain or blanket over it because you don't want it to pop in your face, guys. Very, very dangerous. Now, what this thing does, this pump, it pretty much has 10 tons of pressure, guys. And that's enough pressure to move the car subframe over. And I can see I have a big smile on my face because I saw the hood actually line up for the first time. So the car was starting to slide out, so we put a chain on the back wheel to the tree because the car was starting to move. And you can see a lot more progress with the hood starting to move close over here. So we got it, guys. Took a couple hours, and the only reason why it took a couple hours is because the back of the car was moving because my property is dirt. If it was cement or something like that, a regular floor, it wouldn't be moving like that. So we figured out later on that we had to strap the back of the car just to get it stable. But our chassis is straight and our hood is lining up. Okay, now that our front bumper is done and our body work is done, let's go ahead and handle this coolant issue. Now, it did take a bit of digging, but I did find out what the piece was. So apparently these Corollas have this problem all the time where the inlet breaks on this coolant hose outlet. Pretty much this is the hose that's supposed to connect to that. It's not there. So that's the reason we had so much coolant spraying all over the place, because that thing wasn't there and this hose was disconnected. If you guys have not signed up to our free Honda Civic, then you're missing out. Once we get to 20K subs, I will be giving away a free Honda Civic that we built right here on this channel. If you guys haven't seen those videos, the videos are there of me actually building this thing, painting it. There's so much parts that have to continue to go onto this Civic. But if you guys do want to sign up, you just go to the website. You got to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with a friend. And once we hit 20K subs, one of you guys will be delivered a free Honda Civic, guys. Don't miss out. Go to the website, sign up. It's free. There's no catch. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So this should be a straightforward and easy fix. It looks like the screws for the bottom of this are located under the battery tray, but I don't want to disconnect the battery because that's going to reset the monitors. And I'm trying to get this thing inspected because there's no codes on it. So I'm going to try to lift the battery up to pretty much install our screws and connect the hose. It's pretty straightforward. And I also have some antifreeze that we can add because I know it lost a lot of antifreeze. Okay, so we made it to the final steps. This is the detail. I'm gonna show you guys step by step how I detail this car, get it ready so that we can have it at the parking lot for sale. Now you can see that that car is so disgusting, guys. I think this guy left the window open. There's nothing but just dirt all over the place. I truly don't understand how people treat their cars like this. So I had to do a vacuum. Then I had to get this brush out here to pretty much scrape the rug down so that we can get all of the dirt up that's embedded into the carpet, and we had to do another vacuum after that. So it's a total of 2 vacuums. Now right here, what I did was put a bunch of degreaser on the car, guys, and just sprayed it all over the place and pretty much used my brush to clean out that cup holder. You can see there was nothing but filth in there. Used my brush, got into every nook and cranny, guys. Tried to get it as clean as possible. I went ahead and I used my wet vac to pretty much hit the rugs, but I couldn't get out every stain that I wanted to. I would have had to take this rug out and pretty much power wash it, guys, at that point. So I went ahead, degreased all of the doors and applied Armor All to all of the panels. Now you can see me working with my wet vacuum, and these just oil stains were just too much, guys, and I couldn't really get them out the way I wanted to. But the car is super clean. We went ahead, worked on the seats as well, and got this thing right. As for our engine, same thing, degreaser and our detail brush, and just went over this thing, wiped it down with a rag, buckets of water. We needed about 3 buckets, and we just got it to where we needed it to be. Now let's go over the numbers for this car. Now this is a 2011 Toyota Corolla. We spent $2,000 from Facebook Marketplace. Didn't have to worry about any fees or towing. I went ahead and bought bumper and a headlights for $156. We got the hood latches for $20. I bought paint for this car for $54. I got that water inlet for $13. Bought a bottle of the coolant for $10. Inspected the car for $50. Gas was $15. I got some mats for $21, bringing us to a grand total of $2,339. I am selling this car for $6 grand. I'm not taking any less. I'll wait. That's bringing me to a profit of $3,661, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Watch the other videos that's gonna pop up on the screen. Let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't signed up for the Honda Civic yet, guys, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to the website, check it out, Flipping Cars for Fun. I will talk to you guys soon.